Hello all, welcome to part 13 of JavaScript for Beginners series. In this session, I'm going to explain and practically demonstrate the different conditional statements in JavaScript. So let's get started. As explained in the previous session, the conditional statements will alter or change the execution of the flow based on a condition. Okay, based on the condition, the flow of the execution of the JavaScript code will change in this conditional statements. So to revise again, there are different control flow statements which alter the flow of the execution in the JavaScript programs. They are categorized into conditional statements, the first category, then loop statements and jump statements. Now in this session, I'm explaining about the conditional statements which will change the flow of the execution of the code based on a condition. What are the different conditional statements we have which will change the flow of the execution based on a condition? They are if statements, if else statements, if else if else statements, and switch statements. Okay, these are the four. If else, if else if else, and switch. We'll start with the if statement first and see how the if statement will change the flow of the execution of the program. Further, guys, here I have provided a link. Just click on this link in the notes. We'll get this diagram, guys, which will depict the flow of the execution of the code based on a condition in if statements. So if statements will have some condition, guys. If some condition like this, it will be there. Okay. So diagrammatically, I'm representing the if statements in JavaScript. The execution of the code is starting from the top, guys. As you can see, when the arrow comes and when it reaches this if statements condition, okay, based on this condition, the flow of the execution of the code will change, guys. Okay, if this particular condition is resulting in a boolean value say true, then the flow will continue and the code inside the if statements will be executed and will continue in the same fashion. But if in case this condition is not true, that is if it's false, then this block of code which is there inside the if statements will not be executed. This block of code which is there inside the if statement will only be executed when this condition is resulting in true. But if this condition is resulting in false, then it will alter the flow of the execution. Okay, the flow will not be in the same fashion. So it will change the flow of the execution where this block of code will not be executed in the program. So let me show you practically, guys. Let me demonstrate this program for you practically. So I'll go to this Visual Studio Code ID, and here in this VSC files folder, I'll just create a demo file. Let's say demo.js. Okay, JavaScript file I created. Now I'll write the JavaScript code. Say var a is equal to, I'll say var a is equal to 5. Again, I'll say var, I'll create another variable, say var b is equal to 4. Like this, I'll create two variables, guys. Now I'll write the if statements. Okay, if conditional statements in JavaScript. How to write? This is the first time I'm writing the syntax, guys. If, and I have to provide some condition. Okay, what is that condition? And this is the body of the if statement. Okay, here inside this circular brackets, you have to provide the condition. Let's say a greater than b is a condition. Okay, if statements, condition, if conditional statements will be like this, guys. This is the syntax. If we, after if, we have to provide circular brackets, and in the circular brackets we have to say we have to give some condition, guys. Okay, which will result in either true or false. For example, if I compare a and b, a greater than b, this will either result in true or false, right? Here 5 is greater than 4 is true, so this condition for now is resulting true. Okay, if this condition is resulting in true, then if this condition is resulting in true, then if statement will execute the block of the code. Okay, the block of the code which is there inside this if statement will be executed. So where is the if statement starting? Here and ending here, guys. This is the body of the if statement. Okay, this body will only be executed when this particular condition is true. So here I have to say console dot log off. I'm just writing a sample statement, guys. You can write any number of lines of code inside this block, but for now, just for the demonstration, I'm only writing a single statement here. I'll simply say I'll just print out saying a is greater than b. Like this I will say. Okay, that's it. Now let me run this code, guys. Okay, terminal, new terminal, and I'll run this JavaScript code. So based on this condition, the block of code which is there inside the if statements will be executed or not executed. If the condition is true, this block will be executed. If the condition is false, this block of code will not be executed. So now let me run this JavaScript code. Node demo.js. When I run this, guys, since this particular condition is true, right? A is greater than B is true because 5 is greater than 4 is true. So this condition is true. Hence, this block of code will be executed. Just run this. You see, since this block of code got executed, which is there inside the if statements, A is greater than B got printed here. You see, A is greater than B got printed in the output. Fine. Now, guys, what I will do now is I'll just simply change the conditions. Say A less than B, I'll say. Okay, I'll just change the condition to A less than B. So, is this condition true? A less than B is true. 5 less than 4 is true. False. If this condition is false, this particular block of code will not be executed. Okay, this block of code will not be executed, guys. If I run this node demo.js and run this, you see nothing got printed in the output. That means this block of code got skipped. For example, guys, here at the end of the if statements, after the if statements, I'm writing one more statement saying after. Okay, I'll say after if statement. I'm just writing this after if statement. Now let me run this code. You'll see the thing. Node demo.js. When I run this, guys, you see directly after if statement is getting printed. That means this particular statement got skipped. Why? Because this condition has resulted in false. That's why this block of code didn't get executed and got skipped, and directly the flow of execution of the code changed from here to here. This got skipped. So this is how, guys, the if statements will change the flow of the execution of the code based on this condition, based on the condition. Okay, so you understood what are if statements now. Okay, now we'll go to the next one, the conditional statements. Okay, there is an extension for the if statements, that is if else. Okay, there's an extension for the if statements, that is if else. So what I will do is I'll just remove this one, guys. Okay, and here this is the if block, and I'll create another block, guys. Okay, as an extension to this if statements, I'm writing another block saying else. Now I'll change this condition back, guys. A greater than B, I'll say. Okay, so here I'll say console dot log of. Okay, console dot log of. I'll say A is not greater than. I'll write like this. Okay, A is not greater than B. A is not greater than B. So let me clear this stuff. You see, guys, else block is coming in extra. Okay, earlier we only have the if block, but now in the if else statements we have if and else block. So how does this code work? Further, guys, let me show you this diagram. I'll close this earlier diagram and open this new diagram, if else statement related diagram. You can understand how the flow will change now. The execution has started from here. Again, if condition is there, if this condition may either be true or false. If it is true, guys, the code which is there inside the if block will be executed. Okay, if the condition is true, the code inside the if block will be executed, and the code which is there inside the else block will not be executed. The condition is true, only the code that is there inside the if block will be executed, and the code inside the else block won't be executed. But what if the condition is false? If the condition is false, this code will not be executed, rather the code inside the else block will be executed. So that means whatever the condition output it is, okay, if it is true, one block will be executed, other block will be skipped. If the condition is false, this block will be executed, this block will be skipped, like that, guys. Okay, based on the condition, a particular block of code will be executed. So let me demonstrate it now. You can see here we have if block and else block. But if this condition is true, only the if block will be executed, else block will be skipped. Okay, so I'll write a console.log. Okay, and here I will say after if else. Okay, just to see after if else, this will be executed anyhow because it doesn't have any condition to be executed. But these statements will be executed only based on this particular condition, guys. Fine. Anyhow, so here A greater than B, 5 is greater than 4. That is true. So only the if block will be executed, else block will be skipped, guys. Again, this code will be executed. Okay. So that means the condition is true. A is greater than B will be printed. After that, after if else will be printed, this block will be skipped. Hence, no statement like A is not greater than B will not be printed. Now let me run this code, guys. Terminal. I'll just open this terminal again and run this JavaScript code to see what's happening. Okay, guys. So let's run this code now. Just say clear and say node demo.js. You see, guys, when I run this code, using when I run this demo.js, you see A is greater than B is getting printed. That means this particular statement got printed. This statement is inside the if block. This got printed because the condition is true. But what about the else block? Did the code inside the else block got executed? That is A is not greater than B got printed anywhere? No, right? This block got skipped. And also guys, after the if else statements, whatever the statement is that is after if else, that got printed here. What if I say I'll just change the values here, guys? I will change this one to 4 and this one to 5. That's it. Okay, I just changed the values of the A and B here. I changed the value of A to 4 and a value stored in B to 5. In this case, what will happen? So here, if A greater than B, is it true? 4 greater than B is true? No. That means if block will not be executed, guys. The condition is false means if block will not be executed, else block will be executed. Okay, instead else block. If the condition is false, else block will be executed. And A is not greater than B will be printed. After that, after if else will be printed. Okay, let's run this node demo.js. You see, A is not greater than B. That means only the else block got executed. If block got skipped, only else block got executed based on this condition. And after that, after if else got printed here. So guys, this is all about the if statements and if else statements which get executed based on the condition. Okay, given the condition. So if else is an extension of the if statement anyhow. Now here guys, how many conditions we have in the if else, or if or if else, how many conditions we have? How many conditions we have in this kind of code, guys? Only one condition, which is there immediately after the if statement. There is a condition. Okay, in this entire if else statements, only one condition is there. But if you want to have more conditions, okay, if you want to write or provide more conditions, then what we have to do? Then we have to go to a next type of extension. Okay, there is an extension for if else also, that is called as if else. Okay, we can have more than one conditions available in this if else statements. Okay, how? I'll show you first how the multiple conditions are possible, how the flow will be there. Just see here, guys. The diagram looks very big, but it's very simple and easy one. Okay, so this part you already know, guys. The execution starts from here, right? The execution starts from here, and if the condition is true, the if block will be executed. If the condition is false, here earlier we were going to the else block. The condition was false, we were going to the else block directly. But now there is one more condition here. Okay, if the condition is true, then no problem. If block will be executed. But if the condition is false, then we are going to another condition. Second condition is coming. That condition is beside else if. Okay, this condition can be provided beside else if. If this condition is true, then that particular else if block will be executed. If the condition is again false, we can go to another condition, like another else if condition. Okay, so if this condition is at least true, that particular else if block will be executed. Otherwise, we can go to next else if condition. Here guys, there is no limit for any number of conditions. Okay, the conditions will keep on going. Okay, you can put 4 conditions, 5 conditions, 3 conditions, 2 conditions. Okay, too many conditions you can put in else if like if else if else statements. Okay, and finally guys, the last one will be else block. Okay, once all the multiple conditions are done, then we'll finally check an else block. Okay, if none of the conditions are true, then finally the else block will be executed. And finally the else block will be executed, guys. Okay, this is how the if else statements will be working. Now let me programmatically show you how this is possible. I'll clear out all the stuff, guys. I'll create some variables. Say int a is equal to, okay, I'll say a is equal to 3. Sorry, where a is equal to 3, where b is equal to 5, where c is equal to say 7, where d is equal to 9, where e is equal to, okay, 11, let's say. Okay, let's go with these things, guys. Okay, these variables are enough for now. Let's create an if statement saying if a is greater than b. Okay, if a is greater than b, then I'll write a statement like this. I'll write console.log. Okay, console.log. Otherwise, guys, I'll just create 3 variables only, a, b, c. Let's say only 3 variables, a, b, and c. I'll simply say here if a is greater than b, and another condition I can provide, that is a greater than c. Okay, if a is greater than b, at same time a is greater than c, then I can directly say that a is the greatest. A is the greatest, right? Greatest of all the variables, a is the greatest, because a is greater than b and a is greater than c. Both the conditions should be true. Then only this condition will result in true. else if if this one of the condition failed, and if I compare, okay, if I say B is greater than C, okay, if not A is not greater than B and C, then one of the things in B and C should be greater than, right? Right? If A is not greater than B or A is not greater than C, if any of the condition fails, we go to this statement, right? Else if condition, second condition will be checked. Where I'm just comparing the remaining numbers, guys, remaining variables, okay? If A is not the greatest, then either of these B and C should be the greatest. That's what is my logic. Then I'm just simply comparing B with C, guys, okay? And if in case, okay, if in case this condition is false and B is greater than C, that means console.log, I can simply say that B is the greatest. Okay, B is the greatest. I can say, okay, B is the greatest. I can put semicolon, guys. It's optional, but we can provide. Finally, guys, if this condition is also not true, then I can finally go to the else block, and here I can simply say console.log of C is the greatest. Okay, if A is not the greatest, then B is not the greatest, then definitely C is the greatest. Okay, of the three. Like this, we can create some kind of logic, guys. Okay, we can create this kind of logic. So let's see, guys. Okay, if I run this code, what will be printed? Let's see. So let me run this code, terminal, new terminal, and I'll run this JavaScript code here. I'll simply say, just wait, guys. We'll get the path of this demo.js, where this demo.js file is there. This is the path. Now here I'll type no demo.js and press enter. You see what is the output that got printed? C is the greatest. Is it true that C is the greatest? Yes, C is the greatest. 7 is the greatest of 3 and 5, right? So this program is working fine. Okay, this program is working fine. If this condition is false, then this block of code will be skipped and next condition will be checked. If this condition is also false, then this block will be skipped and the next condition will be checked. And finally, there is no condition here. So the else block statement will be executed saying C is the greatest. What if I give some number like 9 here itself? Okay, if I give a number like 9 here itself, what will happen? Let's see. Okay. Okay, so there may be some problem in the code also, guys. Let's try to figure it out. Okay, if there is a problem, we have to correct the code. Okay, so let's see, guys, what will happen. Or if there is no problem, then that also good. So node demo.js. Okay, let's try all the possibilities. If this condition is true, what's happening and all the stuff. Enter. You see, the first condition is checked, A greater than B. 9 is greater than 5 is true or false. 9 is greater than, sorry, here, just, okay, A greater than B. 9 is greater than 5 is true or false. True. This condition is true. And 9 is greater than 7. 9 is greater than 7 is also true. True and true. Both are true. That means this will result in true. Since this is true, guys, only this block will be executed. Remaining entire statements will be skipped. This part will be skipped, guys, because the condition, initial condition itself is true, means this whole part will skipped. That means A is the greatest will be printed. You see, A is the greatest already got printed. It's working fine. What if I'll just change it to 3 again? And here one of the variable I'll make it big. Okay, that is I'll give the greatest value to the B now. Okay, let's see whether this code will still work or not. Okay, let's see whether this code will work now or not. So guys, here three variables we have: A greater than B and A greater than C. A greater than B, 3 greater than B, 3 is greater than 9. True or false? It's true or false? It's false, right? A is not greater than B. Okay, if one of the condition is false, then this will result in false. So this block will not be executed. Now, next condition, B greater than C. Is B greater than C then? 9 is greater than 7. True again, true, right? So this condition is true. So B is the greatest will be printed, and this block got skipped and this block got skipped. Whatever the condition that is becoming true, only that particular block is getting executed, whereas remaining blocks are getting skipped, guys. Nothing much. Okay, let's run this node demo.js. If I run this, you see B is the greatest will be printed. Okay, the second block, only second block is getting executed, remaining blocks are getting skipped. This is how, guys, based on the condition, the flow of the execution of the code is changing inside the conditional statements, right? All these three statements we have seen, but there is one more thing, guys, that is switch. Okay, I'll come to the switch again. Just wait for some more time. Here, guys, how many conditions I can give? In this example, how many conditions I give? One condition and two condition. You can have more than two also, guys. Okay, it's not not that you are restricted to two conditions here. you can write any number of conditions. For example, here I have more variables. Let's say I'll just reduce the lines. Let's say A is equal to 3, B is equal to 5, C is equal to 7, D is equal to 9. Okay. Let's say E is equal to 11. Like this, I gave this many number of values. Okay. In a single statement, I created this many number of variables. Now I'll write the if statement. If A is greater than B, okay. If A is greater than B, okay, I'll simply say console.log. Okay. I'll say A is greater than B. Okay. Again, another condition I'll provide, else if B greater than C. Okay. I'll say console.log of, okay, B is greater than A and C. Else if C greater than D. Okay. If I say C is greater than D, then I'll say console.log of C is greater than A, B, and C. Sorry, here C is greater than D, right? Then C is greater than A, B, and D, I'll say. Okay. Else if D greater than E. Okay. D greater than E. Then here I'll say console.log of D is greater than A, B, C, and E. Like this, I'll create. Finally, I'll put a else block which states that console.log of, okay, E is the greatest. Okay, finally, E is the greatest of all. Simple. Okay, E is the greatest of all. This is optional, guys. There's no problem if you provide the semicolon or not at the end of the statements. It's optional. So generally, it's a good practice to end the statements with semicolon. Okay, fine. Anyhow, so here clearly observe, guys, there are more than one condition. Okay, first condition, second condition, third condition, total 4 conditions are there. Okay, this is only possible because of the if else statements. Okay, now run the code and see whether it is working fine. What should be printed here, guys? E is the greatest of all should be printed because 11 is the greatest of all the other variables. Okay, so here node demo.js, E is the greatest of all got printed. Okay, so I successfully demonstrated if else, and if else statements. Okay, 3 statements got already covered in conditional statements, which were changing the flow of the execution of the code based on a condition. Okay, now the last one is inside the conditional statements. The last one is switch case. When we have to go for switch case, I'll explain. Okay, let's say, guys, there may be a situation where you went to a hotel. Okay, I'll give a real-time situation where you went to a hotel, and in the hotel there are a lot of items, right? Here only one condition, two condition, three condition. It's not like that. 20 conditions, 30 conditions. Just think about that. Okay, in the 20, 30 conditions, it's not a good idea to use if else statements. Okay, because if there are like more than 20 or like several choices are there. Okay, so this can be used only when the choices are like 3 or 5 or max 7 or something. Guys, this is okay. But if you have several choices to be chosen from, for example, you went to a hotel, and in the hotel there will be a lot of choices, right? You can order for different food items. Okay, not a 3 or 4 or 5 items, but a very big menu list will be there where the choice list is very high. Okay, for each and every choice you cannot create a condition in if else statements. Okay, that will be a very lengthy code. Rather rather such kind of more choices if you have, then go for a switch case. Okay, so guys, here how does this work is, let's say you went to a restaurant and you are sitting in a particular table, and a waiter will come to you, right? A waiter will come to you and take your order. Let's say this guy came, and you are sitting here, and he's asking you for the order. Then whatever the item you specify, this waiter will go to the, okay, the cooking section of the restaurant and bring only that particular item, right? He has to bring only that. If you are ordering a pizza, this waiter should go here and bring only the pizza and serve the pizza to you. You should not be serving pasta or some other thing, right? Whatever the item you say, this guy has to go and get you that and serve you that particular thing. Similar, the switch case will work in the same manner, guys. Whatever you ask, it will only serve that thing. For example, guys, we'll write a code, okay, using the switch case. First of all, let's see the how the working of the switch case will be there. Here is a diagrammatical representation of the switch case, guys. How does it look? Whatever you ask, the switch case will serve you the same. For example, guys, here you see switch, some condition is there. It also works based on a condition, guys. Based on the condition only, a particular case will be executed. For example, if this condition is matching this one, only that particular thing will be served. If you are asking for apple, it will give you apple only. If you're asking for orange, it will give you orange only. If you're asking for banana, it will give you banana only. Okay. If you're asking for a strawberry, it will not give you apple or banana or orange. It will give you the strawberry only, like this, guys. If whatever you are asking is not there, okay, whatever you are asking is not there in that portal or whatever it is, okay, then it will give you, if you, it will take you to the default code, okay, default code at the end. So if whatever you are asking is there, any of these particular cases, you see case 1, case 2 and case n are there, any of these cases are matching with your request, that particular only case will be served to you. But whatever you are asking is not there in any of the cases, finally there is something known as default case. You'll be taken to the default case. Okay, let's write something, guys. Very simple program we'll write using the switch. So we'll write like this. Okay, let's say I will create a variable, guys, where a is equal to, I'll say here apple, guys. Okay, I'll just write here apple. Okay, so here I'll write a switch case saying a. I'm just providing a here, and I'll start the switch case and end the switch case here. Inside the switch case, I'll be writing some cases, guys. Case, if your case is, let's say banana. Okay, if you're asking for banana, then console.log. Okay, here is your banana. Here is your banana. Okay, we are serving the banana, let's say. Okay, put a semicolon here and write one more statement, guys. There is a break statement. Okay, I'll explain why we have to write the break statement here in this case. Now case, there are two statements I have written in a single line here. This is one statement and this is the next statement. Inside the case banana, okay, in this case banana, how many statements are there? Two statements. You can also write in this manner, guys. Okay, you can write like this also. Okay, that means these two statements belong to the banana case. Okay, or you can, if you want to save number of lines, you can move these two lines in the same case level. Okay, that is also fine. Anything is fine. If this looks fine, let's continue like this. Okay, banana, orange. Okay, if you're asking for orange, okay, then this orange case will be served. Console.log of I'll say here is your orange. Here is your orange. Okay, here also we have to write a break statement. The purpose of the break statement I'll explain later why we have to put. For now, just blindly follow, guys. Again, if the case is apple, the case is apple. Okay. Let's say you went to a juice center and you're asking for the juice. Okay, here is your banana juice. Okay, juice, and here is your orange juice. And here I'll say console.log. Assume that you went to a okay, juice center and you're asking for some juice. Okay, and you need to specify the name of the fruit for which you want the juice, right? So based on that, that guy will prepare that juice and give it to you. Here is your apple juice. Okay, here is your apple juice, and here break it. Here case, last case. Let's give one more. Let's say grape. Okay, console.log. Like this, any number of cases you can create, guys. Okay, here is your grape juice. Then I'll simply say break, and here finally default. Okay, default will be there. Here I'll say console.log. Okay, we don't prepare the requested juice. Okay, requested fruit juice. Okay, or your requested fruit juice is not available with us. Okay, okay, let's try all these things, guys. Okay, now there is no need of providing a break statement in the default case. The default case, you don't have to provide any break statement, but in all the general cases, you have to provide the break statement. I'll explain you all the stuff. Okay, so guys, this is a switch case we have created, guys. Let's understand the switch case properly first. Okay, here, guys, you are passing what you are asking for. A is storing apple, guys. If you are passing to the switch case apple, then is apple matching with banana? No. So this case will be skipped. It will not be executed. Is apple matching with orange? No, this case will be skipped. Is apple matching with this apple? Yes, this case is matching. So it will immediately print this statement in the output. Here is your apple juice. Since you asked for apple, it is only serving you the apple. Immediately it's saying break. The moment you this break statement got executed, will come out of the switch case. Okay. The moment we moment this break statement got executed inside switch case, will come out of the switch case entirely. No other case will be executed. That means fine. Suppose if I am asking for something like a dragon fruit. Okay. Dragon. Okay. Dragon. Okay. If I'm asking for a juice related to dragon fruit. Okay. So it will check. Okay. Dragon will come here. Dragon is equal to dragon fruit is equal to banana. No, it is not matching. So this case will not be executed. Then orange. No. Dragon is different from orange. Dragon is different from apple. Dragon is different from grape. Since none of the cases are matching, finally it will go and execute the default case. Okay. And it will say your requested fruit juice is not available with us. Okay. Simply it will say your requested fruit juice is not available with us because you are passing something that is not matching with any of the cases. What if I say banana? What if I say banana? Otherwise, guys, we'll say apple, guys. Okay, let's run this code one or two times. After that, I'll go with other things. So here, guys, I'll run this code, guys. I'm passing apple, guys. So it should serve me the apple juice only, right? It should not serve me banana or orange or grape juice. Okay, it should serve me the apple juice. Let's see whether the switch case is serving me the apple juice or not when I'm passing apple to it. Here I'll say node demo dot js. When I run this, you see, guys, here is your apple juice got printed. Okay, here is your apple juice got printed in the output. It's matching. What if I gives like dragon? Okay, so we know, right, what should happen here, right? If you are passing a fruit name which is not available in any of these cases, your requested fruit juice is not available with us should be printed. Let's run and see demo.js. Your requested fruit juice is not available with us is getting printed. So what if, guys, I'll say banana. In this case, if I say banana, okay, what should happen? It should only say here is your banana juice should be printed in the output. So node demo.js, here is your banana juice, and when the break statement got executed, we came out of the switch case. What if the break statement is not there? I'll remove intentionally. I'll remove all the break statements, guys. What will happen? Let's see. You'll see the problem when the break statement is not available. Okay, the importance of the break statement you are going to experience now. I'm asking for banana, guys, and the banana is matching with this case, first case, and here is your banana juice got printed already. Okay. After that, guys, is there any break statement which will take you out of the switch case? No. That means immediately go to the next case, guys. Okay. Since there is no break statement, it will fall down like this. One after the another case, it will go through. You are asked for banana, but it will give you all the juices. Okay. Here you asked for the banana. Since the break statement is not there, this particular switch case will serve you all the juices. That is, here is your banana juice, here is your orange juice, here is your apple juice, here is your grape juice. Okay, it will execute all the cases one by one, and finally your requested fruit juice is also not available with us also will be printed. Okay, let's see here. Node demo.js. All the juices will be served, and it will say that your requested fruit juice is not available with us also. Here is your banana juice, here is your orange juice, here is your apple juice, here is your grape juice, and your requested fruit juice not available with us. That's the problem, guys. That's why we have to provide the break statements here, so that you can come out of the okay. Once the case is served, you should come out of the switch case, guys. Okay, the break statement will break the switch case and take you out of the switch case. Okay, that's the purpose of the break statement. Otherwise, all the cases are getting executed. Okay, even though it's not relevant, they are getting executed. That's the problem. Okay, so except the default case, you should provide a break case in all the cases. Okay, all the cases in the switch case. Fine. So guys, you are able to understand what is the switch case and how does it work. Okay, and when we have to use switch case. And also, guys, as I already mentioned, guys, if you want to save the lines of code, just write these statements in a single line, guys. Okay, case banana console in the same statement say break. Okay, done. Similarly, this one also orange. You see, number of lines will be reduced when you write in a single line all these statements. Let's arrange like this. The case will look very easy and simple one also. Now you'll see that it looks very easy and very switch case looks very simple now. Okay, when you write in less number of lines. Finally, the default case, and this is the one. You see, in very less number of lines, we are able to solve this many number of cases. Okay, Fine. Now run it. It will work, guys. Okay. I'm just passing banana and it will only serve you the banana and it will come out of the switch case. So no demo dot yes. Get here is your banana juice. It's working fine. So hope guys you understood all the different conditional statements in JavaScript. That is if statement, if else statements, if else statement, and finally the switch statements. Okay, which will change the flow of the execution of the code based on some condition. Okay, that's why these conditional statements are also called as control flow statements. Okay, conditional control flow statements which will change the flow of the execution based on some condition. Okay, that's why conditional statements. So guys, hope you guys understood all the different possible conditional statements in JavaScript. That is if statement, if else if, else statement, and switch statement. Okay. So these are the different conditional statements in JavaScript. So that's it for this session, guys. In the next session, I'll explain other type of control flow statements like iterative statements. Okay. So that's all for this session. See you in the next video session, guys. Thank you. Bye.